easy. Turn that into a little bit of a lift with your elbows. Maybe get those big arms going, taking it nice and easy and slowly now, one arm at a time, as if you're doing a backstroke. Good. Let's leave that left arm up and stretch up and over. Spin that right knee a little bit. Bring it back and down. Other arm comes up. Bring it back and down. And then we'll swing those arms. And then we'll start to pick up that pace. I know I'm a little headless, but it'll, I won't be here that long. All right, we're going to take 2 steps to the right in 4, 3, 2 steps right. Keep that going. 2 steps, 2 steps, 2 steps. Let's stay here, step touch only. Angle a little bit. We're going to reach up and down. Roll up on those toes of that front leg if you want. That leg taps. Good. Last 2. We're going to stay here. We're going to make a knee up. Knee up. And then you're going to turn that back to the front. All right, now I know this feels really awkward, so you're going to start alternating knees. Feels a little better. And then come up and over. We're going to bring those arms and we're going to squeeze back using those shoulder muscles. And then we're going to tap again. In a moment, we'll stay on that right leg in double time in 4, 3, 2, here we go. Four, 2, 1, step touch. Little bicep. In a moment, we'll go 2 steps to the left in 4, 3, 2 steps left. Stay here this time, step touch only. Angle it a little bit. We're going to swing those arms up, reach high. Coming up on those back toes, up on those front toes if you want. Good. Now you're going to change it up and it's a knee lift. Like a kind of little horsey move here. Then you kind of come back to center. I know, just one leg. What? That feels so awkward. And then we'll do both legs. Good. We're going to keep those knees going. We're going to squeeze back. And then we go up and over. In a moment, we'll stay on that left leg and double time it. 4, 3, 2. Here you go. Double time on that left. And step touch. Good. Nice wide stance. Leave those legs out. Give me a little up and down. Not quite a plie because we're alternating legs. And then we'll leave it in center. We're going to come down. Roll those shoulders out of your ears. Drop that right shoulder in. Look up over your left. Back through center. Opposite shoulder in. Look over your right. Back through center. Roll it out. Extend that spine. You can keep those legs nice and wide. Hey, You're gonna keep those arms wide. You're gonna shift forward into a nice strong push-up position. Doing your best to lower your body even with the ground. Head in line with your spine. Beautiful. Tip it back, walk back, sort of down dog position. Bend your right knee, put your right hand in center, lift up to the left. And then other way. Beautiful. Hands on your thighs, round that spine, extend that spine, round it, extend it, hands to your heart, bring it up. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Grab your chair, seat of the chair facing you, please. Fall between your thighs just to keep it somewhere. Hands are on each side of that chair. Walk it out till you're in a high plank position, so you want your hips with you, not back here, but definitely not sagging, right? You're right above your shoulders, so scoot your weight so you're right above your shoulders. Bend your elbows backwards so they graze your ribs, and then press straight. Your forehead is coming toward the back of that chair. So tricep push-up. Two more. Beautiful. Hinge back. Take a little break, let one arm swing, and switch it out. Hands on your thighs, round it, extend it, bring it up close to your chair. You can even maybe switch your chair around. Bring your feet into parallel so you're squeezing on that ball so that you have a lot of awareness of your inner thigh. Maybe big toes almost trying to touch depending on what size your ball is. Abs in, tailbone long, up on your tippy toes. Just starting with a calf raise. You probably don't need your chair yet, but if you want, you can have a finger there. Or you could bring your arms up. As you bring your arms up, keep your ribs down. Last two. Last one, stay up on those tippy toes. Knees are going to come a little forward as we slide down an imaginary wall. So tailbone's not sticking out. We get to the bottom of that wall, wherever you can handle, right? You're bending your knees and you squeeze the ball. Squeeze. Two more. Good. Stand up, sit back down, squeeze the ball, stand up. Sit and stand. Heels are lifted. You're up on your tippy toes. You're squeezing that ball the whole time, especially as you come up. Imagine you're just trying to kind of scoop it up and in. Four more. Last two. Last one. You're going to leave that ball where it is, so your legs are going to be very close together. You're walking out. Wide arms again, but legs are close together this time. Shift your weight so you're over your shoulders. Another set of push-ups here. Head in line with your spine. And then hinge it back, walk it back. Bend those knees, hands on your thighs. Round it out, scoot it out. All right, this time you're going to turn your chair. You're going to leave that ball where it is. You're going to sit in that chair for a set of tricep dips. So hands are facing each other. And then we don't want to lift the hips, right? We just want to slide them to the edge of that chair so they can slide down and up, all the work coming from our triceps. More challenging would be to scoot your feet away without scooting your hips away. Keep that going for me. 2 more. Sit it up. Woo, feel free to give those triceps a quick stretch. Shake one arm and do the other. All right, as you come up, I'm gonna turn that chair around again. We're gonna bring that ball once again between our thighs. This time, we're gonna come with our up on our tippy toes, heels are together, right? But toes are apart, so Pilates V. So my bend might not be very far, but my knees go over my toes. But my standing up part is a squeeze and a lift and really lift those quads. If your heels came apart, keep them together. So that's also gonna help if you have any knee issues, keeping that squeeze so those inner thighs are engaged. So it might be kind of small range of motion. Heels stay together the whole time you're up on your tippy toes. The whole time, knees bend and straighten. Again, you're scooping up that ball using those inner thigh muscles. Two more. Beautiful. Keep your right foot on the ground, flat-footed. Bring that left leg in front. Point the toes. Rotate that leg open a little bit. Slide it forward and back. So it's coming slightly out, or just slightly out front. Last 2. Last 1. Angle it toward the corner. So I'm not using much weight on this right hand. Maybe you don't need it at all, but if you need it for that chair for balance, that's fine. Do what you want with your arms or nothing. Now that leg is going to go to the side. Don't drop your ball. As you sit, sit back with that hip rather than off to the right, right? So think about going straight back. Two more. All right, and then that back corner, reach and stand, reach and stand. So this work is in that right leg, quad and glute. And then we spin that leg straight behind us. We reach back with that leg and then stand it up. Option with your arms, right? Being in center, chest your balance, whatever you want to do. And bring that back to center. Woo! Hopefully that right side felt that. We will do the other side, but not yet. All right. We've done 2 push-up events already, right? One with wide legs and one with narrow legs. Last option, so you do either of those if you want. Last option is going to be to put your feet in the chair. So this is going to be pretty challenging, right? Because now our weight has shifted as straight as you can be. You might not go down as far, obviously. And then, woo, come out of that chair, spin around, face your chair, palms face up. Oh, drop your chest between that. Roll your thumbs toward the ceiling and then palms open again. You're in perfect position for another set of tricep push-ups. So hands on each side of that chair. Yes, we will be done with push-ups after this. Lower and lift as a unit, elbows come backwards. So you keep thinking about booty tucked under, abs pulled in. And relax. Woo! All right, other leg. Remember that? Oh yeah. All right, so ball is slightly in front of the left thigh. Left leg bends as those right toes open to the front. Don't need your chair, don't use it. Whatever you want with your arms, right? Woo. I was just goofing off. That wasn't really a suggestion. Last two, last one, and then out to that 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock position. And then we go straight out to the side, and we're doing our best to drive the hip backwards rather than over to the left. Beautiful. Then we go to that back corner, right? We try not to lose the ball. And then we swing that leg behind us, and again, we reach and come forward. Reach and come forward. Very nice. Woo, bring that up, shake it out. Let's spin, or as needed. We're going to take that ball behind the right leg and grab it and make sure the hamstring is engaged to hold that in place. We're going to bend the left knee a lot, right? So that we're not here and rounded. We're sitting down in that chair, left knee is bent, and we're just going to start by pushing the hip back, maybe 1 inch, tiny movement. And then with the leg back there, give it a squeeze and squeeze. Good, then we'll put those together, push back, squeeze up, push and squeeze, push and squeeze. All right, leave that leg behind you, stand tall through your spine, leg is gonna come straight out. You're gonna wanna tip to your opposite side. See if you can keep everything really stable. Better than that, right? You bring your right hand a little to center, that helps you keep that stability. 2 more. Now we leave that leg up there. This time we're going to double time that hamstring curl. Beautiful. Bring those knees together. Make sure your knees are touching. Double time hamstring curl. And that one should kind of ignite those hammies. Is your booty out? Tuck it under, pull your abs in. Knees are touching. And relax. Put the ball in your chair. Cross that right leg over the left. Bend the left knee. Send that tailbone out behind you. Lift it up. And then round it under. Extend it out again. Place your hands on that chair. Stand up. Right ankle over in front of the left. Right arm up and over. Hips to the right. All right. Let's do those lovely things on the other side, please. So ball behind your left leg. Right knee is going to bend. And again, we're trying to get the left leg behind the other. And then with that tailbone long rather than tipped up, we just press back. Press back. Good, 2 more. Press back, hold there, give it a squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Now we put those together. Push back, squeeze in, push and squeeze, push and squeeze. Beautiful. Now you can move your chair a little to the right if you want. Square those knees up, make sure the left is slightly behind the right, and lift that leg up and over to the left. So fire hydrant move. Two more. Good. Leave that leg up. And we push in, hamstring curl. Little double time it this time. Beautiful. Knees together, booty tucked under, hamstring double time. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Fall in your chair, left leg crosses the right. Stick it out, get that tailbone lifted up in the air. And then round it under. Stick it out again. Left ankle over the right, arms up and over to the left. All right, come on back through center. Let's find that wide plie position, right? So toes are turned out, abs are in, tailbone is long. Come into that plie, tuck the booty under, put that ball right here in your left arm. You're pulsing it in. You should feel this a little bit in your bicep. Do the same with the right arm. I know it doesn't have a ball there. I'm trying to pop the ball, right, with my bicep. Fingers are long. Adding on, if you want, come up on those tippy toes. Sit a little deeper. This is because we're not really doing biceps today, so kind of entertainment maybe, I don't know. Last two, last one. Hold, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Can you touch your fingers to your shoulder? By squeezing the ball, not by dropping your wrist, right? In, come up, heels down, ball, right bicep. Sit into your plie, abs in, tailbone long, pulse, pulse, pulse that bicep. Option to come up on those tippy toes. I know this is kind of just, yeah, a little weird. Good. Maybe you feel it. I hope you feel a little bit. A lot to be said for toning. 4, 3, 2, squeeze it as tight as you can. Try and get your fingers to touch your shoulder, but not by dropping them, not holding, squeezing, and bring that up. There you go. That was our bicep for the day. All right. Okay. We're going to do a little foot love for just a second. You're going to put that ball down on the ground in front of your left foot and squeeze it a little bit. And it's on the ball of the foot so that you can drop your right heel, left heel, sorry. So you should feel a stretch. I have a little bend in the knee, but I feel a stretch in the Achilles. I don't know, maybe this would be easier sideways, right? So ball is under the front part of my foot, knee is bent, heel is dropped. So get a nice little stretch there in the calf. And then I'm just gonna roll that ball forward and back, side to side. I'm gonna make some circles. Just get a little, as I said, foot love before we work those feet a bit more. And then switch it up. So opposite foot up there, bend the knee a little bit, drop the heel. And then we'll roll forward and back, side to side, in some circles. All right, now we're gonna grab that ball. We're gonna bring it back between our thighs. We're gonna roll up on those right toes, left leg up in the air. Bend the right knee, okay? So right knee is bent. Everybody have that? Because this is going to be a different kind of calf raise. So with the right knee bent, I'm going to lower my heel and lift my heel. So it's not this, it's not that, right? You stay in a little squatty position. You only lift and lower the heel with the knee bent. If this is confusing for you, I'd rather you do a straight-legged raise, right? Otherwise, you're down here in that bent knee position, lifting that heel. If you're in that bent knee position, maybe your quad is talking to you, but your calf should talk to you really soon. Last two like this, last one, all the way up. We're gonna toss it, finish it off with some straight leg calf raises. Make sure you're not leaning on this chair. 4, 3, 2, ow. All right, that was my, what was my left leg? It's your right leg. So step back with that right leg, toes pointed forward. Bend the front knee, straighten the back leg. Make sure your booty's not back. Pull it with you, press that heel down. And then bend that knee a little bit to take it deeper. You're gonna roll up on the toes. We're gonna turn the toes out and the heel in, and then square your hips because they're gonna wanna twist and then lunge. And then bend that knee and roll up. Now we're gonna go toe in, heel out, and press it and lunge it. And bend that knee. And roll it up. You put it under the mat. You put it under the mat. I'll get it for you. All right, we get to do the other side. So ball up between those thighs again. Right leg is extended. We're gonna bend the left knee. And with that knee bent, we're gonna lift and lower the heel. So I'm working my left calf by keeping the knee bent, but lifting and lowering that heel. And I have to be careful about how much weight I put on that chair. You guys look great. Last two. Last one. Attaboy. I was thinking about that recently because we had a swim coach who used to give us attaboys, right? You know, come in from swimming and it wasn't necessarily attaboy, but good job, whatever. We're doing the straight leg raise now, but by now your calf should be burning. Last two, last one. I think I forgot what, anyway, the point was lunge back with that leg, toes point forward, and then bend that knee a little bit. Everybody needs a good attaboy every once in a while. Roll up on those toes, toes out, heel in, bring that hip with you. So Melanie and David, you guys are in the same room. At the end of this class, I should see a high five or a hug or an attaboy or an attagirl, right? And the rest of us the same thing, toes in. I actually give myself attagirls. Bend the knee. If I'm swimming by myself and I have a time, you know, I'm trying to beat a certain time and I do it, I say, good job, Flo. So make sure you tell yourself good job at the end of class today. If I forget to tell you to tell yourself, and I'll tell you to do so. Come on up. Ooh, that was a lot of pronouns, wasn't it? All right. We're gonna head down to the ground. You're gonna bring your ball with you. And you're gonna sit up on that ball. Uh-oh, right? Where is it? Where is it? I'm coming right back. Here it is. Hey. Hey, it's over here. You will not need your chair. You're sitting on your ball. Left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Straight out in front of you. Okay, so we're gonna do simple round, nicer round, and then we'll do meaner round. So I'm centered on that ball and left leg off to the side, right leg right in front of you. Use your hands to press your spine tall, right? So you don't want to be rounded, you want to be lifted. And then just give me a couple point flexes. And then lift that leg off the ground and give me that point flex. Bring it here. Bring it here. Good. Leave the toe pointed, lift 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Flex the heel and lift 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point the toes again, bend a little bit, reach 2, 3, and 4. Flex and press 2, 3, and 4. Now, here's the good stuff. Widen that leg. So now you're sitting in a V. Open that inner thigh to point towards the sky. Give me a couple point flexes. And then here we go. Lift tall, lift that leg off the ground. Point and flex, and point and flex, and point and flex, and point and flex. Leave it pointed, lift 1 inch. Flex through the heel and lift. Point the toe, bend and stretch. Flex, press, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, bring it down. Bring that ball out from under you. Let's bend that right knee and get that thigh parallel with your hip or even a little bit behind. Notice if you've tipped open, I want you to push that hip, stack your hips, and then press. Notice if your toes came up in the back leg, push that heel down. And then let's bring that arm up and over behind us. Reach, and then as you come back through center, tuck the rib and the hip together and push that hip forward. So we tuck and we push forward, and then we'll come up and we get to do the other leg. So again, you're going to sit up on that ball and your right knee will be bent. left leg straight out. Grow tall through your spine. Give me a couple point flexes. And then lift that leg off the ground and point and flex. Good. Leave the toes pointed. Lift 1 inch. Flex and lift. Point and bend and stretch. Flex, bend, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leg opens over to the left side. Sit tall. Rotate that inner thigh towards the ceiling. Sit tall, point, flex, couple times on the ground, then lift it up, and here we go. Good. Leave it pointed. Lift 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex, lift. Point and reach. And flex and press. And bring it down. Those just don't get easier, do they? Knee in line with your hip if you can. Roll the hip forward. Good. Tuck. Lift that arm up. Maybe reach behind you. And then bring that all back to center. Crunch the rib and the hip together. Roll that hip forward. Beautiful. All right. So let's come down and we're going to lie in a straight out position with that ball underneath the bottom ankle or shin. So you should feel wobbly. And then that top leg is going to stack and your waistline is going to be off the ground. And you're in a long straight line so that from your fingers through your shoulder, through your toes, you're in one line. That top leg is going to lift and we're going to flex through both heels and push, push. So my top leg is pushing up, my bottom leg is pressing down. If you feel that too much in your hip, your greater trochanter area, then you can just lift the top leg because the bottom leg's working a little bit anyway. And if you need to, you could give yourself a little support here. Otherwise, you press in opposite directions. Beautiful. All right. Bring that back through or back between your legs. Stack your legs up. Put your feet together. And that top leg is going to squeeze down on that ball. Squeeze down, squeeze down, squeeze down. So a little inner thigh love. Beautiful. And then we're going to flip it over. These are a little more subtle, but we'll get some good stuff in just a second. Ball underneath the lower leg, either the ankle or the calf, long straight line in your body. If you can, stack this hand on top, lift the top leg, flex through both heels, and you push down as you push up, if that's okay on your hip. Beautiful. Then we're going to bend those knees. I'm going to stack that ball back between the thighs. Everything's stacked up. Waistline is lifted. Top leg is going to squish that ball down and squish and hold. Squish and hold. Beautiful. All right, we're staying on this side. Before we work that lower body a little bit more, we're going to do our side planks on this side. So you're going to come up into your favorite version of the side plank, always protecting this shoulder by pushing it back, lifting up away from it. Ears and shoulders have a lot of space between them. Bring it up, and then put the ball where it barely touches one part of your body. Lift off of it, off of it, off, 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 off. And relax. Option to go back to that one if you know the balance one doesn't work for you. If you want to do the balance, bottom leg is on the ball, leaving a lot of space for the top foot, and then you come up into that side plank and try to straighten out your legs. and gently bring it down. And we're going to do side planks on the other side. So always giving yourself a little extra cushioning if you feel you need that. And we come up into whatever your favorite version of the side plank is. Ball barely touching some part of your body, lift off of it and off. And come down. You are welcome to stick with that and do that one again if the balance is chaos to you. Otherwise, bottom ankle goes on that ball or foot, top foot in all that space you created, and then come on up. Side plank on this side. Try and get those legs straight. And come down. Woo, as we come down, you are spinning over onto your spine, and we'll take that ball in between our thighs to start with. Hands are away, ears, shoulders and ears are away, hands are reaching. We're going to lift up in a bridge, give your hips that extra tuck. See if you can elevate your hands about an inch. Extend the left leg, squeeze in against the right. Good. Left leg bends, right leg extends, same thing. And bring it down. All right, so now we're going to go to balance work with the ball. That's why we did that one first. So if you want to come back to that one, you can. Otherwise, ball rolls out so that both feet can be on the ball. And then you'll come back up into your bridge. And then you'll hover your hands. Squeeze those glutes. And then if you want to from here, you're going to lift and lower your hips. Give them a good squeeze at the top. And come down. If you want to stick with that, that's fine. If you're ready to go to the next challenge, we're going to put the ball underneath our right foot, left foot on the ground, lift up, hands stay down for now, left leg up in the air. Now you can stick with that. You could try to hover your hands. You could lift and lower the left leg. You could roll the right leg in and out, or you could lower and lift the hips. You could do some combination, lower, lift, down, up, you choose. Last time. And relax. Ooh, that right hamstring and glute should have felt that. Roll the ball underneath the left side, right foot on the ground, we lift into the bridge. We're going to raise that right leg up, and then you have all those options. You can try to hover your hands, woohoo! You could lift and lower that leg. You could roll the ball in and out. You could lift and lower the hips, or a combination. And bring it down. Good morning, hamstrings. We're going to put the ball behind the right knee for just a quick second. Hug it in. Roll it. And then bring that ball behind the left. We'll do that same little roll. All right. Okay. Toe touch, 3 toe touch options. We'll start with option 1, ball between the knees, feet together, arms out, T position, head nods yes, ribs pulled down and in. Inhale, legs move away from your body, and then they exhale to come right back up again. Inhale, slowly move those legs away. Exhale, even more slowly, bring them up. If you want a little add-on, lower the legs, squeeze them together, and then lift up. So we engage those inner thighs. Lower, squeeze up and lift. Lower, squeeze up and lift. Continue with that, or if you want that reminder, You're gonna put the ball either at your belly button and try and sink it in your valley, or, and this is hard for me to talk and do at the same time because breathing, or you can put it at your ribs, same idea. And then the last option, if you want, you can use the ball to give you a pelvic tilt, but also create an unstable environment, which would mean the ball goes underneath your tailbone. Be sure it's not way up here under your low back. Then you'll find tabletop. The tabletop, instead of being out here, is going to be here. And therefore, you're not actually going to touch the ground. Crunch those ribs and hips together, palms face the ceiling, knees stay at 90 degrees as you lower and lift back up. So you choose whichever option you feel gave you the best awareness or the best effort. And whichever one you're doing, you have 5 more. And relax. Woo. All right, now we're going to sit halfway up and put that ball between our shoulder blades. Fingertips to the edges of your skull, not interlaced, but wide. Elbows, see if you can relax them onto the ground and get a big stretch in your chest, but I'm still supporting my head. Nod yes with the head. So as we do this negative to neutral, you guys have done this with me before, the chin doesn't tip up and down. It stays nodding yes, but I allow my upper body to drop over the ball, and then I close that down by pushing the ribs against the ball, but I'm not coming here, right? So we're going to avoid that. Fingertips wide, up and over on the inhale. Exhale, close the ribs, but not the arms. So imagine that you had a pole and it was going in front of this elbow, behind your head, and in front of the other elbow. So you can't actually, I can't bring them in because there's a metal pole there. If you want a little more challenge, we create more resistance. A couple ways you could do that. You could just bend the elbows and cradle the head. That just puts a little more weight overhead. Or you can extend those arms so a longer lever. But make sure that your biceps are squeezing your head, supporting that head. Beautiful. And then we're going to go ahead, roll off that ball. We're going to bring it a little higher so it's underneath our low back, so not all the way up to the sacrum. And then we're going to hug the knees in so we're balancing, and that might already be, kind of enough. Lift the legs tabletop. Here's the good news. You get to give your hands out here for a little bit of support. Try and keep the elbows lifted and just use the fingertips. Make sure those knees don't move away from you. So you want to stay in this tucked position, and then we're going to let those knees go side to side, keeping the feet lifted, right? So we're not dropping them down, we're keeping them nice and lifted. Back through center, we're going to come up so that now we can put that ball underneath our sacrum. And then as we hinge back, we are in a beautiful supported position. Shoulders back and down, ribs pull in. You want to feel secure in that spine, not grounded, right? So we're slightly lifted. We're going to rotate and rotate, side to side. You can go as slowly or as, well, not as quickly as you want to, but you can go nice and slowly, or you can make it sort of the speed of our single leg stretch. And relax. Woo. sit up nice and tall, and we are spinning over so we're going to be on our elbows. And the ball is kind of in just underneath your chest or ribs. And then prop yourself up, shoulders back and down. You're going to come up into a plank. It might be on the fronts of the thighs. You might have your toes tucked. And with that ball under your ribs or your chest, you're just going to gently move it forward and back without creating a flat tire. If you need to move it, depending, my ball is small, that's why I had it a little higher. If you want to move it down towards your belly button, that's fine. And just a gentle forward back. Again, you're not pushing on the ball with your chest or your abs. Take a break and feel free to continue that version of plank, or of course, we can do a balanced plank by bringing that ball underneath your ankles-ish. Elbows are underneath your shoulders, hands are wide, lift it up, pull those kneecaps in. Option to pike it up and then plank it down, and pike it up and plank it down. Or just hold your plank. And bring it down. All right. We're going to put that ball on our heels or behind our knees so that we can sit back and get a nice stretch. Arms out front or by your sides. And then as we come forward, go ahead and put that ball between your thighs. Give me a cow and a cat. And then you can just leave the ball where it is as you mosey over to your spine, or if that's totally annoying, just take it away. We're going to start with that left leg in and the ball behind that left knee. Right leg just drops to the side and left leg does the same. Then we're going to reach down and pull the left toes back and push against that hand a couple times. Good. Then move your hands down to the ball, pull the ball in, pull the leg back through center, straighten out the right leg, flex through the heel, and then shift the ball so that it can push your hamstring down and your calf up. And then roll that ball all the way up your ankle, point your toes, flex your heel, point and flex, leave it flexed, see if you can bring it with you. And then bring that ball again behind the knee, bring that left knee towards your midline and then over to your right shoulder. But before you go too far, I want you to think about pulling it as close up toward your forehead as you can. And then finally, you can go into that twist, left leg over to the right. As you come back through center, put the left foot on the ground, pivot. As you thread your needle, grab the ball and bring it behind the right hamstring. You can use your left elbow to push that left leg open, maybe square things up a little bit. Take a little circle, both directions. And then finally close that gap and bring your knees to the right. As you come back through center, left leg drops to the left and right knee comes up and over to the right. Using that ball to pull it over and then reach down, pull back on your toes. Maybe again, work that flexibility by pushing your toes against your fingers. And then grab the ball, slide the left leg straight, flex through the heel, right leg back through center. And then we roll the ball till it's kind of in that 90-degree corner of your knee so that it pushes the shin perpendicular to the ground and the thigh parallel. Then we'll roll it up. We're going to point. We're going to flex, point, flex, leave it flexed, bring it with you, roll it back down, bend the knee, arm to the side. Let's first think about pulling that knee up and in towards the left shoulder. Oh, that feels really good. And then let it drop to the left. back through center, right foot beside the left, crisscross, bend the knees, thread your needle, grab that ball. You can bring it behind the left hamstring this time. Use your right elbow to push that right side open. Maybe take some circles. And then finally cross the left all the way over, right all the way over the left, and then drop left again, please. And then as you come back through center, you can just uncross, you can drop the ball. You're going to meet me as usual in your hand, on your hands and knees. We'll cow and cat, maybe moving forward and back a little bit. And then finally lift up, high plank, press back, down dog, walk it back, feel free to pedal your heels. And then wide stance, hang upside down, stretch out the neck, hands on your thighs, exhale cat, inhale cow, bring it on up for our curtsies. Thank you guys. All right, let's answer our trivia question.